This video was recorded in front of a live virtual audience. Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to the Fashion Bunker. Today we're going to be talking Chanel, of course, the topic that we love to talk about the most. And as promised in my unboxing video, for those of you who have not seen it, check it out. There's something in here that I unboxed. In the unboxing video, I also showed you this, the Chanel 2021 Cruise Collection catalog book that I received. Now, we're going to go through this book, but before we do, I'm going to have to say a couple of things. But first and foremost, if you like my content but haven't yet subscribed to my channel, now is the time to push the subscription button. You can also push the join button next to the subscription button. Become a member today, gain access to extra perks. Thank you to all my members and patrons who have already pledged. Patreon, you can find me too. superdacob, all spelled together. I live stream every Saturday, and I film every Saturday in front of a virtual audience that is in the chats right now with us. So hello, everybody. I also have a very special guest to announce. Going through the catalog with me together is none other than my dear friend and Chanelaholic, the CCSpy. Hello, Laura. Are you with us?
Yes, I am. I am here. I'm here.
How's it going?
Great. It's going amazing. Twinning. Twinning is winning. I don't know.
God.
Oh, cheers. Serious face. Oh.
My God. For a second, I thought you were saying twilling.
Let me get my twilling.
Yeah. You guys, for those of you who don't know Laura yet, go check her out on Instagram. Her handle is at the bottom of the photo of her video. It says TheCCSpy, TheCCSpy. Go check her out on Instagram. Wonderful Chanel collection and lifestyle video. Be sure to read also the captions under her photos because you will learn a lot about poetry and literature.
Mythology.
So Laura is looking fabulous in Chanel.
Thank you.
Laura has told me a couple of minutes prior that the jacket is Chanel. The buttons are gorgeous. We have the strict uniform, live in Forêt. And the earrings, show us again the earrings, please. Those little CC earrings are from the Cruise 2021 collection. So they're kind of, it's like they pierce the ear. Very fascinating. So this earring is actually from the collection, from this little catalog that we're going to go through together. Now, Laura has already hers. It was mine. Look how beautifully wrapped mine still is. My sales associate, as I purchased this little object here, she wrapped this up for me. So I'm just going to open it for the first time now.
Yes, go for it.
Gonna pull it out open, you know, a little moment here with the camellia and all. And oop.
Oh,
Thank you. a little striptease moment. Okay, so let's open the first book, the first page together. Darkness.
Wow.
The first pages reflect our dark soul. And actually, you know what? I want to say something because we have seen together, I reviewed the Cruise 21 fashion show in the Quarry in the south of France on my channel. So you can go check out that video. But it is a goth, however much they can within the parameters given to them by the Chanel of today. But it is a kind of a goth type of black and white collection. So the darkness kind of matches.
I see my journey here, my future, my journey,
The journey is right here, you guys.
the price increase going up. So here, so here.
That price increase. Oh, that's a heavy one. I see it.
Yeah.
What's the next page?
Chanel.
Jesus says in the comments, yes, she done already had hers is Chanel gives us nothing.
Gives us peace.
Oh, you
Look,
took the
quiet, paradise. That's what Chanel gives us.
a dark paradise. Yeah, very
paradise.
dark. But this is beautiful. So what is this? A beach landscape with a sunset? I want to say it's a sunrise more than a sunset.
Yes, a sunrise. Yes, I agree.
Beautiful colors. Of course, they retouched the bejesus out of this one. What's on the next page? Oh, so this is okay, so they start printing on these semi-transparent or translucent papers.
Let me see.
So you do have
Love when they do that. I love when they do this.
yeah, and then you have like a little, you see the model's face kind of poking out there. So this is the landscape of the quarry, right? Is this where the fashion
This is the subconscious. This is the subconscious. And then you go on and you see the conscious, the real life. Dream, real life.
OMG. No,
You got me?
OM
Yeah.
dream.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Laura, isn't this your dream jacket?
Yes, that is my dream jacket. You're right. Somebody gave me that. It is beautiful. It is absolutely stunning. I have the jumper like this from previous collections. My black jumper has all these charms apart from these ones, these leaves. What are they?
Oh, the wheat.
Yeah, the wheat. I haven't got my glasses on now. I'm pretending for the camera that I can
Yeah,
see.
no, it's wheat.
It's wheat. Apart from it's a beautiful jacket, very, very, very heavy, very heavy.
Well, yeah, because all of these metal tokens all over it, right? So did you try it on?
I didn't try it on. I touched it though. I say the cuffs were absolutely beautiful. The way it was finished, the buttons. I mean, 22,150 pounds. Because 2 + 2 + 1 is 5. Don't forget.
Chanel apparently is choosing
Economics.
Chanel Economics. The price equals the year in which it was produced. Plus a couple of zeros.
There you go. Exactly. Because, 1 + 4 is also 5, but no, it's 21. No, what did I say? 22,150, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm like Mariah Carey. When you start talking numbers to me, I go like Mariah Carey. I'm like, who is she? I don't know her.
Exactly. This.
Okay, more mood.
Yes, I do feel like this is like a dream.
Oh, but again, translucent. So
It's
again,
all
subconscious.
Yes, the subconscious.
Wait, so what does this subconscious tell us?
It tells us, is that ruins? What do you think that is?
I still think it's connected to the quarry, to that city where they did the fashion show. And it looks like a ruin. It looks like the same tower or building that we saw here. Something like this. Or one of these, I don't know.
Yes. To me, this is as gothic as it gets.
It's very gothic.
Really,
I agree with you.
It's very Nosferatu. I expect something to come out of the pages.
Something might just be coming out of the pages.
Let's see, shall we?
Can you come in close? What is she holding in her arm? Can you put it close to the camera?
Oh,
Put it
yes.
close
What
to
is
the
she holding?
camera.
Tell us.
Let me
What is
put it close to the camera. Let me pluck it. Ah, there it is. Magic. You guys.
Oh
Yeah,
my goodness.
you just said like
Yes.
something might be coming out of the pages. Yeah, something did come out of the pages. So this is the piece that I got from this collection. It is this wonderful made in France flower that the model is actually holding right there in this wonderful photo.
It's stunning.
Let me just put it on top of here. There you go. That's my little piece from this collection. I got a
Yes.
flower and Laura got an earring. So I got like a brooch and Laura got an earring.
Have you noticed the reflection?
Yes, and actually I've seen this. Very interesting.
Very
I've
interesting.
seen when they also made a little moving advertisement, like a little video to go with this. And in the video, they posted it also to the Chanel Instagram profile. In the video, they kind of zoom around this area, and there's another person depicted here in this frame, another photo of another model, and they kind of change the image. So in the book, they actually have her doubled. It's the same model, but wearing a different outfit. It's like she's pondering her own life, but from another time. So yeah, it's very, very bizarre, very much like a dream, like you said.
Psychologically speaking, it's very, very interesting. It's like she is the reflection. The person who's in the main frame is like the artist pondering upon the flower, thinking. Because didn't Carl used to wear every morning something very similar when he got up to draw? He used to wear these kind of nightgowns to express his art. So I feel like the creative process, the thinking that goes behind anything that you create, and then the other person that's there perhaps is the person that we show in our everyday lives.
It's a beautiful interpretation. I just sometimes wonder, in these fashion houses, if they really ponder that much deep thought. A lot of the times they just kind of,
I hope, I hope
yeah,
so.
but sometimes they just fart images out that look good, but without any thought behind them. But I wish that they, because you know what? I don't want, because listen, I've been around the block a couple of times, rant moment, and worked in fashion, still do, on my own terms though now. And there's always this attitude, if somebody with so much love, and if somebody from Chanel or whoever, or from the fashion world or from the art world is watching now and dares make fun of us, let me tell you something. I know exactly what you're doing. Laura, because she has a pure heart and she has an artistic soul and has something inspired her in this image and she got moved by it. And I know there's going to be some Oompa Loompas out there who are going to be like, oh my God, look at those two tools reading into stuff that isn't there. This is for you guys. You know why? Because there is beauty even in things that apparently have none. And the magic is if you can see the beauty in things where most other people who are dead inside, for real dead inside, would never see. So they're going to call you out for being cringe, for having actually emotions, and for not being afraid to live out those emotions and express them through words or painting or whatever it may be, whatever your art form may be. They're going to call you out on that. Why are they going to laugh about you for that? They're going to laugh about you for that or at you for that because they know that they do not have that capacity and that artistry in them. So I've been there. I've been the person who has been bullied for having an emotional opinion about something. And I'm just thinking ahead because I know how trolls can be on the internet and how they can attack people. Don't even try it because you're in the wrong place here. Because I'm always at least 50 steps ahead of you. Okay? Thank you very much. Rant over. Back to the beauty.
back to the flower. And I think, sorry, I carry on with my, sorry, I don't care about the trolls anymore. The hibiscus, to me, you know, your flower looks like a hibiscus. In Greek mythology, represents love and beauty, and Adonai is turning himself into a hibiscus. So she's looking at it with such love, appreciating its beauty. So it's very clear to me. If nobody else can see it, well, never mind. I can see
I
that.
mean, I do not think that it was an accident that they chose this flower as the only flower for this collection, because we know that Chanel has always one or two camellias. They call them camellias, even though this is not a camellia. But if you look on the website, you will find this particular brooch under the camellia section. It's not a coincidence that for this collection they chose this particular flower, which we're not sure if it's a hibiscus or not, but it does look like one, doesn't it?
It looks like a hibiscus. Yeah, yes, it does. Very much so.
It probably is, isn't it?
Very much. Yes, yes, yes. And like I said, you know, it's a symbol of love, attraction, beauty. And she's looking at the flower like that. So I like it very much. Ooh.
Totally,
Life imitating art.
That's exactly the moment like
totally.
that. We're going to also get to the Jean Cocteau moment, because obviously this collection is supposed to be inspired by the friendship between, wait, what page are you on? Are we on the same page? We're here now.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So the friendship between Coco Chanel and Jean Cocteau, and of course the fashion show taking place in the Quarry, where Cocteau, back in the, oh my gosh, I can't remember anymore if it was in the late 50s or the early 60s, shot his Orpheus movie. Yeah. Well, Coco was still alive. So she passed away in 1971. So it could have been in the 60s. I want to, possibly, he could have gotten more funding in the 60s and in the 50s, because I would have to.
A 1960s movie. Hold on, I'm checking. Yeah, it's a nice 1960s
1960s,
movie.
yeah.
1960s.
Now here we have a beach. We do see that a vehicle passed over it. There are some tracks left in the sand. It's not a human-less landscape. It's a landscape where humans have lived and they're not trying to hide it. But of course we have this translucent paper again, and
it's the journey. The journey.
Okay, so it is totally the journey. Totally the journey. And this little piece of wood looks like a dead person. Looks like a head, torso, one arm, one leg, the other leg. Looks like a dead alien somehow.
Yeah.
See what I mean? Head, arm.
Yeah, yeah. It reminded me of something, but I can't. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it could have been
art.
Dali. You know, Salvador Dali also did a lot of like dune and sandy landscapes.
Yes, dune, sandy. Yes, yes. Yeah, it reminded me of that. Dali and his landscapes. Very beautiful.
And here we are at the Quarry. So when we open up the semi-translucent paper, which now is also printed with a little bit of yellow there, we are back to this scenario where we do have kind of a photo in a photo, painting in a painting. This is the same model, again, pondering her own self-reflection.
Yes, she's a bit more forward-facing, more defiant, isn't she? The same as the one in the frame. They have more attitude.
Yeah, definitely. More attitude. Definitely more outgoing.
Yes, yes, yes. Very beautiful. The dress, isn't it?
I was thinking about this. You mean the one, oh, you're freezing up from time to time. So you mean the one in the frame? You mean this one?
Yes.
Okay, so I was wondering, did you try this one on? Because it looks to
No,
me like it's several pieces. Now I know that the brooches here, you buy them separately. The two cuffs are separate. The one brooch here and the one there, they're two separate brooches. It's the brooches with the hearts. So one is a cross and the other one is just a line. So I know that those are added later. So I wonder if this outfit is already all crisscrossed or if it's several pieces that you buy
mm,
and then you combine them together, because I'm not so sure.
yeah, I think it's trousers, isn't it? She's wearing as well. Yeah, I think it's trousers, a top,
Hmm.
another top.
I don't know. I would have to look on their website how they portray this piece, if it's separates or if it's just one. But it is a really beautiful piece, and it reminds me very much of theater and dance, and actually reminds me very much of something that we could have been in the Testament of Orpheus, or also in some Cocteau theater pieces, because this is very much inspired by dance, inspired by theater dance. So this
Yes,
outfit is very theatrical. And because it's so theatrical, it also automatically reminds us of something Greek, because theater drama was born in
yes,
Greece.
exactly,
Hmm.
exactly, exactly.
So moving on, here we have a very interesting one of those in the city, which is close to the quarry. We have one of these like really tight passages and walls of these ancient buildings. And this is where they're going to show us, I'm not so sure if in this photo we can see, no, the star that's hanging in front of one of the shops, which is the star that they chose to use for the earrings and the pendants. All
Yes,
right.
it feels like a labyrinth,
It totally
doesn't
looks like
it?
a labyrinth.
Very, very much so.
Uh-huh. Okay, here we go to this little gothic moment. You know, this is interesting how with the costume jewelry, well, we're gonna get to the t-shirt as well, but how Chanel or Virginie and her team are trying to work these Chanel costume jewelry pieces into works that look a little bit like gothic, borderline S&M type of aesthetic
Mm.
with like chokers and tight things and earrings that look like piercings. I mean, I don't know, for me personally, if I were to do gothic costume jewelry for Chanel, utilizing the aesthetics of Chanel, I would not do it like this. What do you think, Laura, though?
Um, Having been there and done that, uh, I don't associate a lot of the they made with the gothic look. I think I would have used a lot more of the chains and the 255 chains as jewelry, giving it a gothic look, not perhaps pearls and something as obvious as the coffin, which not all gothic fans, you know, coffins. When I was a goth, you didn't see me with obvious of paraphernalia. It was more like chains and crosses, that look. And I think she missed an opportunity there. It's nice. I do like the vibe. I like the collection, but the costume could have been a little bit more specific to the period that, you know, the gothic style that she wanted to portray.
Yeah, and here we get to the t-shirt. What's her name? Lola
The
Nikon? Or
t-shirt,
what's her name? The
Lola, uh, she's Virginia's muse
So
right
that's her, right?
now. That's
And
her.
that's her.
But I think this is my personal feeling, that the inspiration came from um, Sue from Susie and Banshees, because I have a t-shirt like that. I wore it to the event and everybody thought it was the t-shirt. And I had to say, no, I had this t-shirt since the 80s, 90s, I don't know.
And here I'm going to touch base on something that I feel, because, as we know, Virginie Viard started off her career working costumes for movies, right? she worked in the costume department for movies. I'm not so sure if she did theater or film. I think it was film. And she's French. And there's a interesting approach that creative slash design French people have when they try to appropriate or comment on aesthetics and designs from other cultures. You know, it's usually difficult. Usually the French hate when anybody outside of France comes and wants to dictate fashion to the French. They're not so easy to accept that. But they do, you know, she went for it. You know, she went to Great Britain, the whole punk goth movement, and she kind of did her interpretation of it. Her French. This is a very French Chanel, very bourgeoisie vision of what goth maybe meant. And I think that she had in mind what she always does, what I'm noticing with Virginie, and she doesn't shy away from saying it, even in interviews or when people talk about her work, they say this, that she has this Nouvelle Vague and that whole 50s, 60s, 70s French cinema in mind, and that aesthetic of 50s, 60s cinema, mostly more than 70s. And so that vibe kind of comes through here as well. So it's like she's going for that, but then she's also adding this 70s/80s gothic or the new romantics vibe. And I think that's what we have here. It's this kind of 60s or 50s, 60s meets 70s, 80s clash.
Yes. I don't dislike that. I just think that the jewelry, all the crystals, the white pearls is just not a true reflection of
Yeah,
that
this
sort
is
of
my
style.
problem that I have with it too. Like you end up,
You might, sorry, with the 255 chains, if they had used those chains as jewelry, I mean, that would have been it. Seriously.
yeah. Just like also something that feels also repurposed, because that's also part of that movement, is also finding stuff elsewhere and appropriating them and using them. That's why you're saying also, like, just the chain, the 255 chain that already exists, use that. It's as simple as that. That would have been more gothic. I totally agree with you. But my problem, and also I agree with you what you said with appropriation. The problem is the costume jewelry, the way that they made it. It at the end, it turns out that it's not goth, but it also isn't Chanel anymore. It lost both. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree totally.
Well, moving on our journey to the next.
Slide.
Oh, here we got poppies. We were talking about poppies in my other video, and actually we got a not edible wheat, but it's like wild wheat and poppies. Chanel loved poppies. Her late 30s collection was dedicated to these colorways and poppies as well, right before the occupation of France. So I love a good Chanel poppy. Always have. But what is hiding behind this field of heritage? Ooh. Interesting. Again, yeah, we have a reflection of a reflection. But these crop tops, Virginie really wants to show those bellies.
Yeah, she does like that, doesn't she? I do love what they're doing with the reflections. Seriously, the attitude, the feel for each of them is completely different. The feel that you get from, her stance there and hers there. It's a completely different mood, and I love that. Absolutely, that duality. The one that has a lot of attitude.
Yeah, one is looking in the distance and the other one is looking straight into the camera.
Yeah. Yeah, the attitude, the mood is completely different. I really like what they did. I do hope, like we said, that they did that they put some thought into this and it wasn't just because it looks pretty.
And Laura was mentioning those little kind of sarcophagus designed little crystals. You can see that example on the belt of the standing up version. I can't come so close to my camera, but Laura can zoom in onto her camera. That there, right there, you see this little, the shape. You got to go a little bit more down because we don't see the belt. Lower, yeah, there you go. And then it doesn't really focus. Go a little bit back. Not too, yeah, further back. Yeah. So you guys, it looks like a cross. You don't really see it on the photo, but those are those little black bits on that cross. They are shaped like little tiny sarcophaguses. Alrighty. And then if we open up the next one, again, a landscape.
Really nice. This is very reminiscent of the surrealist movies. You know, they always used to have landscapes like this, dreamlike. You know, it's all about the dream, the light. That's what the feel I get.
Yeah, it does. And actually, if we open up, the light is blinding the model.
There you go.
Oh, I'm interested. Oh, I see. I was looking at, again, the costume jewelry, but I was like, oh, is that her? I was like, oh, is that a nice little moment on her neck? No, but no. When I looked closer, it's not that good.
I love her necklace, but again, it's full of crystals, and that, like, if he hadn't had the crystals,
it would have been better without the crystals. Yeah.
Yeah, like you, I don't like crystals on everything.
It's
yeah.
Not.
What's on the pants? Somebody's asking.
Oh, what's on the pants?
Flowers.
I like the prints. Yes, the flowers and leaves and yeah, you can see the floral pattern, and then you also have the little stem, and then you have the little leaves attached to the stem.
What are they? Roses? Do you think, or camellias? They don't look. Do they look like camellias? They don't look like camellias, do they?
But the fascinating thing is, they are not printed. They are yeah, it's an applique. So every flower is an actual flower that's been sewn onto the pants. You can see that they're detached on the side.
Yes, beautiful.
I mean, the craftsmanship is amazing, you guys. And also the actual white pants, you can't see it on camera, but the white has a texture. It's not just plain white. There's a whole jacquard going on all over the pants. It looks like there's a whole pattern on the white on white. Also looks floral to me. There's like an ornamental moment going on there on the pants. They're probably quite expensive. Hold on, I have a list of prices here.
Oh yeah, for the prices.
So the pants. Holy moly!
25,000.
The pants.
We'll take two.
Katie, you wanted to know the pants. The pants are how much? What you got pounds there? How much is it?
Yeah, 25,290
and it is
pounds.
29,400 euro. So 30,000 euro. 30,000. I just let that sink in. Hold on. Let me repeat that again because I'm just going to faint here. Pants. It's not haute couture. It's prêt-à-porter. These pants are 30,000 euro. 25,000 pounds.
We'll take two.
Thank you.
One for you, one for me. Yeah? Twinning.
Chanel is crazy. Like, come on. I'm looking at them again. I mean, it's beautiful, but not that beautiful. Okay, well, moving on to the next headache. Let's see how much these pieces cost. So we have another little landscape here.
I do like I do like all these little transparent dream-like.
Yeah, the mood is cool.
Pages.
The mood is really
Very
cool.
nice.
And I like how the humans are now bigger than nature. They're poking out of the trees. They're like tall as giants. Perspectives change. Also very Greek mythology. And then you open up and you just get a bunch of hookahs.
There you go.
And there you go.
Yeah, whoever make it Chanel.
There you go, right?
There you go.
And let's see how much this total look, this one. Let's see how much this little nifty.
You want a little dress? You want a dress? The dress. Oh, okay. The dress is 3,610.
Oh no, wait. Then we have the different. Wait, hold on. I'm looking. No, I have. Oh, cuff, the dress. Yeah, 4,190 euro. Cashmere and cotton, black and white.
Yeah.
And then
that's the one. 3,000.
I mean, after the 30,000, after the
okay.
Yeah, after the 30,000 version pants, 4,000 version dress, it's a steal.
Bag it up.
And then you can also buy an AirPod case for 2,200.
Is that the one on the leg? No.
Yes.
Yeah.
The AirPod. Yeah, it's the hooker moment. This little thing here, the garter, is 2,200. Cha. I mean. Okay, right? Okay, well, okay. I actually really like this jacket, though. This is very cocoa. This is serving me cocoa vibes.
Yeah. Yes, I saw that jacket.
Okay, let me check the price. The jacket. What? It didn't go into production?
Yes, it's.
Oh, 6,300.
Shall I say how much
right?
it is? 5,420 pounds. Yeah, it's very full. What I like of white showing on the cuffs, I think, and then a couple of pockets, and they did that on purpose to show the contrast between dark and light, night and day.
6,000 euro, you guys. Okay, moving on.
Yeah.
A floral moment.
Spring, the birth of spring. There it is.
Yeah,
beautiful.
Yeah, the birth of spring, you guys. A little floral moment. We always love it. And when we flip it, we get refreshing.
I was going to say the same, refreshing.
Refreshing. Oh my God, we're really twinning. Refreshing, dewy moments in time. And we get also our first kind of bag moment right there. And it's a bag in velvet. And the price is... Oh, the TV just died. Hold on. Everything is collapsing here right now. I see Laura in huge. Hello, Laura.
Hi. Hi.
What happened? It's Laura's completely stretched out.
Spaghettification.
Yeah, totally.
Are we going to a black hole moment?
Yeah, black hole moment. We're going into on a journey.
Always, constantly traveling.
Maria Huddick says some of the desert landscapes are giving me Salvador Dali vibes.
Yes, definitely, definitely.
Tyler says the left flower kind of looks like a joint. Now the velvet bag, mini flap bag, 3,900 euro. How much do you have it in pounds?
3,360.
Like that's pounds. A lot for a velvet mini bag, you guys. It's not even leather. Like we're talking really tiny right there.
Yeah.
The choker is the cheapest of the set. No, actually the bracelet, 860.
The trousers are an interesting price as well.
The white ones? Oh, with the embroidery of the lavender embroidery, this one?
Yeah, those ones. Those trousers. They are 17,800 pounds.
They are 20,690 euro. But they are very high-waisted. They have this like whole kind of corset thing.
Love it. Sort of matador look.
Yeah. And it has all of this like embroidery of, which I
Yes.
think is lavender. I think it's lavender. It could be iris too. I don't know. I can't see. It's too little.
I think it's sort of like the flower you have, black with the purplish petals, isn't it?
I don't know. Could be. Well, it looks, yeah.
Could be.
But the dress is
Yeah, oh yeah, let's see.
16,040. So what we see
Oh,
here, just a little bit popping out. This is a 16,040 euro.
beautiful though.
It almost
But
feels like they're trying to do like a métier d'art out of Cruise.
yeah, yeah.
And here we have another landscape. And when we open that, we go into, oh, another double exposure.
With the t-shirt,
Right? Or is this a tank top? No, it's a t-shirt.
Yeah, the t-shirts there. Okay.
So you guys, if you want your own t-shirt, you are going to, what? You gotta be kidding me.
Yes.
Because it has the embroidered pilettes and sequins on it. But the t-shirt, the cotton t-shirt, 4,330 euro. How many pounds?
3,730. And mine is better. My original t-shirt is better.
And it's probably like 20 pounds.
20 pounds.
Yeah.
If not less.
If not less. Yeah. And it's much better. Because at least you have a real icon on your t-shirt.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay, moving on.
This is I love this.
This one kind of reminds us a little bit of last year in Marienbad, doesn't it?
Yes. Yes, that's right.
It does give us Chanel vibes, 60s Chanel vibes.
Another highly surrealist movie.
Jesus says, this collection is giving nothing. Sorry, not sorry. I wouldn't say it gives us nothing. Oh, Connor Slaney wants to know what kind of coat the CC Spy is wearing. Looks gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. It's from the Hamburg collection.
It's Chanel, darling. It's Chanel, sweetie, darling.
It's asymmetric. It has like a little pocket there, but not there. It has a pocket there. I love the buttons. There you go.
It's beautiful.
I love it. I do really like it. With the Chanel jeans as well.
Ah, gorgeous. The combo is really, really cool. And I love that kind of, it goes into the 40s even, you know, that the severity of it. It has a Marlene Dietrich moment, but it's also military borderline. It's really cool. I mean, the whole collection was inspired by, actually, Carl's city where he was raised, Hamburg, and it's a port city. So there's a lot of marine going on there and a lot of military. And so
that's right.
Hence the inspiration. So we got this last year at Marienbad, and then when we flip it, we get Lola again being all angry.
Being all lollish. Being all lollish.
Yeah, being all lollish, wearing a white version of herself this time. Being the tank top, or it is a crop top. And it is 3,860 euro because it doesn't have sleeves. So it is 300 euro cheaper.
We saved a bit of money there.
We saved money.
How much is it here? Hold on. It's 3,320.
This sleeveless top. And the bag, 5,200.
Hold on, I cannot. Oh, 4,480 pounds.
And here now we get to my favorite piece of the entire collection. this really, really, to me, is a showstopper. It's so 80s, but also like funny. Oh, this. I love this little velvet dress with the cape. I've seen the cape live. This little cape, actually, each one of the cross sections of the crochet of the cape have a little black pearl on them. This cape is heavy because the cape is full of these little balls, these little black balls. Um, but I love this dress. I love this whole dress. I just think this whole look really works. I think like this is the collection. This should have been, they should have done more with this. This is the collection to me. You got it.
Very
You
80s.
go a little bit more down, Laura. You cut her head off. A little bit more.
Snap
Yeah,
of
there you go.
that.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. I love this look. I love this look. And the short skirt that's the mini dress, but it has that V cut and the ruffled up sides.
Yeah.
There's something about it really is romantic. There's a romanticism there. Minus the necklace. I would ditch the necklace, but how much is the dress? Let me see that. So doable. It's a whole dress, you guys. 6,350.
5,470 pounds.
I mean, of course it's expensive, but you know, it's not 30,000.
No, no.
And then and that's it.
Oh,
That's it. And then you can scan the above QR code to discover more. So
I might just.
can you like do a close-up of it, Laura? So if somebody wants to scan it, they can. Because I can't come too close to the camera. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Thank you, thank you.
Very nice.
And then we got all the little information in the back. It says that this book was printed in Germany by Steidl, and this is the company that was friends with Karl Lagerfeld since forever. And they've been printing all of his books as well as the Chanel catalog. So it's kind of nice to see that even after Karl passed away, they are still working with the Chanel brand. It's not like Chanel ditched them right after Karl died. So there's some sort of heritage being continued there. What do we think about the catalog?
I love the catalogue. I think there are very clear references to Jean Cocteau and the Testament of Orpheus. You get the sense of the surrealist sort of cinematography, the black and white pictures, the arid landscapes, the dreamlike atmosphere.
The dreamlike flowers, they're like black and white, like they came out of his movie.
Yes, yes. And so you have all these black and white pictures, and then all of a sudden color starts coming in with that beach scene. And then your flower and the poppies really show a rebirth, sort of life coming back. Because that's what the Testament of Orpheus is about, you know, it's about death and being reborn, and the artist trying to find, to ascend in his art. So I think they captured that really well. I think they captured that very, very well.
Ascension,
you know?
Ascension.
Yeah, that rebirth, that having to go through darkness and then being reborn, and that dying and then being resurrected to carry on. That's what happens. You know, very succinct sort of way of putting it, but that's more or less what the Testament of Orpheus is about.
The dreamlike prices, says Jesus.
Yes.
That was really interesting. Thank you, says Rachel. Thank you for watching, Rachel. The Montesa says the marketing department saving the day.
Yeah. And I like this play. They seem to be playing with the subconscious and the conscious mind, doing that sort of contrast with the sort of translucent pages, and then you have the models. I think it's hopefully, like I said many times now, I hope that some thought has gone into this, and it's not just that the political.
I mean, I'm sure some thought went into it. Sorry, I'm just pushing this thing.
Because Jean Cocteau deserves that, and his friendship with Coco, obviously, as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jean Cocteau promoted the Surrealist movement a lot, even though he didn't want to be considered one of them. But he was one of those artists who didn't want to be put into a category. But he did promote them a lot, and there were, references in his work.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, the biggest surrealist artists were his best friends. So, it's like you can't avoid it, the influence. You're spending so much time with these people, and they're so powerful in their form of expression, because the surrealistic paintings, let alone their writing, but the paintings alone, without having to read any surrealistic writing, just the paintings alone are just so twisted and powerful and intense that you're influenced. The second you see a surrealist painting, you're influenced. You can't forget it.
Yeah.
So even though Cocteau didn't want to be, Cocteau, although, listen, the movie is quite surrealistic. I mean, it's come on.
Very.
Yeah, exactly. But of course, his pieces for theater, and, I love in particular The Human Voice. There's nothing surrealistic about that. It's actually the saddest monologue that we have in theater of a woman falling apart because she's so desperate to have the man back in her life, and he doesn't love her at all anymore, and she doesn't care that she's losing her last ounce of dignity, but she's begging him to come back. And that's so real. It's not surreal. It's not a surrealistic thing. It is a very realistic thing.
What really shocked me about The Human Voice is that, I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't read it, but she is older than her lover. Much older.
Much older.
And you expect that by that time you would have learned to deal with things in a different way, but she couldn't. She just, she was so overcome by what was going on that her own words sort of choked her. And is the fact that she couldn't know better, that she couldn't deal with it in any other way, that really shocked me in the book. Because she almost behaves like a 15-year-old at times.
Well, she gave up, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's the whole point. The point is of Cocteau wanted to portray a human being that, because the movie, I watched the Anna Magnani version, but also the theater piece begins in a closed environment. She's in bed. She doesn't want to let any light filter. She's like a vampire. There's no light in her life, and she's in the bed crying and on the phone trying to reach him and begging him to come back together with her. But she has already given up. Like at the beginning of the movie, or at the beginning of the book, or at the beginning of the short story, of the poem, we already know that it's over. And all that Jean Cocteau is doing is dissecting how much can she become even more numb? How much more can we see human nature degrading its own self, like losing any limits left, and just for the desperation of wanting to be loved so desperately? How far can we express it through human voice? How far can we express this desperation through human voice? Hence also the name, The Human Voice. Because we're led to believe that it's the human voice of the other person on the other side of the phone, and that's the human voice that keeps her connected to life. But in reality, it's about the viewer, or the duality, the dual way of analyzing that piece is the human voice that we hear through the book or through movie or on stage. It's like a clinical, medical dissecting the desperation through human voice of human nature. Very clinical.
Yeah, yeah, and that's screaming at the end, but I love you, I love you, I love you. And I mean, and you thinking you should have stopped that phone call so long ago. And yeah, the words that are strangling her, her own words, it's her own pain. Beautiful, beautiful. But in terms of Jean Cocteau and the Surrealist movement, I think it's always very important to put it in the context of the time when he came out. That was for people consuming art or the general public, it was highly offensive, the Surrealist movement. Some of them were really shocked at what they were being shown, because it was when psychoanalysis was coming out after the First World War as well, or, you know, they had the loss of the Surrealist had rose during the war. So I think it's very important to consider all that when we talk about this kind of art. So like you were saying, trolls will think, oh, why are they talking about, you know, the subconscious or the dream? Because it has a place when it happened. All those things were emerging and they influenced the art.
At a very precise place and a very specific meaning as well.
Exactly.
So it's not off at all for us to analyze this in that way, because I mean, if Chanel comes to us and tells us, hey, this collection is inspired by Cocteau, by that movement, by his friendship with Chanel, of course we're going to then analyze dreamlike scenarios. Of course we're going to look into things and try to see behind the surface, because that's what Cocteau would have done. And so
yeah.
We're just trying to analyze this as if it were one of those pieces made back in the day. Obviously, it doesn't deliver that intensity. It doesn't deliver that form of depth. Chanel, you should be so lucky that you got the two of us to analyze it for you. Honestly.
But I think sometimes what happens is, and that's why I always I'm a massive advocate for reading, learning constantly. I keep learning all the time. And when you read, when you expose yourself to opportunities to see art, then when you look at things, it's like you're opening loads of boxes. So like somebody would just see a catalog, but because we saw the movies and we read the books and we looked at the art, we can associate it with so many things that we have inside us, thanks to being open to learning.
That's at the end of the day, the bottom line. I know we've been like showcasing
A catalog.
pants for 30,000 euro. And that in itself is surrealistic. The price alone is a surrealistic gesture. But bottom line, it is about learning everything. And even beauty is about learning. Also learning how to see it, how to watch it, how to appreciate it, how to live with it, you know, and how to let it in as well. That also requires learning. It's not something, I mean, sure, you can be born with a sense of taste and style, but you still have to fine tune things, and you can't just take it for granted. It's something that you also, with time, fine tune. And so learning is fundamental, and especially in cases like this when we're talking at these like high levels of, you could call it wannabeism, because what is fashion at the end of the day? You know, there can be a brand saying, oh, we stitch the flowers by hand, so we want to make it cost 30,000 euro. And of course, we are Chanel, so we can afford to make it cost that much. But forget about the price for a second and just analyze the aesthetics of it. You don't have to purchase it to own the beauty. So this is what I want to say. We also learn to appreciate things without having to physically own them. That requires learning too. And I think our society has forgotten that. And this is why we fall into FOMO, why we keep buying and buying and buying, because we kind of think that we can own beauty by purchasing it. Not really. No, not really. Anyway, any more last thoughts, final thoughts?
I totally agree with you, and also respecting those who can go and buy the jacket for like £22,000. So it doesn't mean that Chanel is catering to a particular client or not. It's just they are beautiful things. You can either buy them or not, but you can't take away the beauty from them just because you don't have them.
Exactly, exactly. Maria says, agreed. What we call talent is actually skill that has been worked on and perfected over a long period of time.
Mm-hmm.
Dee says, such a pleasure to hear such cultured considerations from you both. Thank you so much, BB. From arts, fashion to movie. Thank you. Thank you for watching us. And Anonyme Kicker says, true, that makes these live streams so much worth watching. Oh, thank you, guys. So kind of you. And Jack says, well, that's collective human art. We really don't have to own anything. That is so true. And Vivienne Westwood also always says, it also to preserve the environment, though that one beautiful painting in the gallery, in the museum, it's there. It occupies that one space. Not everybody has to have it in their home. Not 5 million people have to have it. You go there. You watch it. You absorb it. It's yours. It's in a national gallery. It belongs to everybody. It's a cultural good of humanity. You absorb that art. It is yours. Nobody can take it away from you. And just because you can't materially pick it up and take it home with, that doesn't matter. You're absorbing its beauty and what it has to tell you visually. That immaterial connection that, but however, stimulates your mind, your soul, your thought process, that's what's worthwhile. And this is one of the reasons why I ultimately love Chanel so much, because from a fashion point of view, not an art point of view, but just fashion and style point of view, there are those moments where I go into a boutique, and even if I don't purchase anything on that day, I just love, I just enjoy the outlay, the mood, the vibe. Last time I went there, when I actually bought this flower, they sprayed the air with cocoa, which I haven't smelled in a Chanel boutique in ages, because usually they just spray their Les Exclusives fragrances. You know, it's either Boy or 1957. They're pushing beige. They're pushing all of their bestsellers. And all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, who's wearing cocoa? And my sales associate said, oh, no, it's our, actually, the security guard does that. One of their jobs is also to spray. And he chose cocoa because he liked it. And I was like, oh my gosh, because I haven't smelled cocoa in the air of a Chanel boutique since like the 90s. And there it is. And it just brought me back in time, like great, because you know how much I love perfumes. And to be in that space, in that Chanel boutique, with that smell permeating the air, with all of those beautiful pieces hanging all around me, with my little flower in my hand, I owned that moment. And that moment belongs to me. That memory belongs to me. I don't need to have all those pieces hanging in that store. I have that memory. And that's the beauty that I own.
Yeah.
Like, that's why we also, you know, went through this catalog. Okay, you know, purchasing these pieces, what would the total look of? We would have spent, what, $500,000 to get everything from this catalog? 1 million, $500,000, 1 million. All we spent was time together, and we owned the whole catalog. It's as easy as that. Laura, thank you so much. Tell me, you got, oh, what you got there?
They gave, when I went to the event, I just remembered, they gave me this.
Oh, more flowers.
And look at that.
There it is. Yes, what does it say at the bottom? It's the hibiscus flower, The Testament of Orpheus by Jean Cocteau, 1960. So this flower is actually then taken directly as an inspiration from the movie.
Yeah, yeah.
So Virginie Viard's team did do their homework a little bit, after all.
Oh, the horse.
Yeah, I'll never forget that horse. That horse freaking haunts me in my dreams. Because unfortunately, I watched the movie a little bit too early for me. When I was a bit too young.
I'll take a picture and send you a picture. There we go. I can take pictures and send them to you later if you want.
Oh, yeah, please do. 1960. Again, the hibiscus flower. So as you can see,
Hibiscus flower.
what is so fascinating, how they try to transform a black and white still from a movie into an object in real life that does appear as if it were black and white.
Mhm.
So this little flower here has so much kind of more to tell us than just what meets the eye at first glance.
Stunning.
Cute. Well, you guys, that's that. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Be sure to follow Laura on Instagram. Her handle is at TheCCSpy. You could check it out right underneath her here in the video. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, right here. You can also thumb up this video if you enjoyed our conversation. And until next time, you guys, never forget to never give up on love. Love you all. See you soon. Take care. Love. Bye.